So in this video I'm gonna teach you how to make a synthwave beat on FL Studio. 80s music is becoming the wave, everybody's doing it, The Weeknd, Dua Lipa, etc. So I'm gonna teach you about one of the best genres in that style. Before we begin though, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for more videos like this. It's free and you can change your mind whenever you want. Without further ado, let's get started. We're in the lab right now, and what I have over here is an unreleased song that I really want to release. By the way, comment down below at the end of this video if you think I should drop it on all platforms. I'm going to show you a little snippet of the end to show you the end result as I do in all my videos. So comment down below if you think the song is fire. I really want to release it on all platforms. Regardless though, let's start off with the drums. And the thing about synthwave music I've sort of realized is that the drums have a very simple kick snare pattern. Maybe adding a hat pattern, but for the most part it's just, and maybe adding. Now, how did I get this sound? Which it is a very specific sound. Synthwave music has this 80s sounding style. And the way I got it is from a free sample pack that I found online. It's, again, everything I'm about to show you is free and stock plugins, so it's not going to take anything out of your wallet. The sample pack in question, I organized it my own way. It didn't start like this, but regardless, it has everything I really need. It has some hats, has some kicks, has some snares, also has some loops that I can use even though I don't really use them. It just gives you an idea of what synthwave music should sound like. Even though I don't really use it, I'd rather make my own sound. So anyway, for the drums, keep it simple. I also put the BPM at like 100. This one I wanted to be slow and just kind of like taking you on a trip, you feel me? Now, for the main lead synth, the sound that I used was on Sakura, which is a free stock plugin. And I use gorgeous keys. I didn't think it was going to sound that good, but it actually turned out really nice. And it has a very synth-wavy sound in my opinion. I've sort of learned if I'm not doing like very soundscapey synth pads, this sounds just as good. I'm going to show you an example of the latter, but first, repeating sort of melody. I sort of played with the velocity, like the downbeat I always had it a little lower. Again, I used this sound. It actually sounded surprisingly well, and the way it sounded that good is because of having it an octave higher and sort of doubling it. But if I wanted an example of something of a soundscapier thing, I'm going to show you that as well because I think it sounds just as nice. Here's an example of a pad that I use that can also be a main melody. The way I got this melody was from another stock plugin, Citrus, and I used the Above Clouds 2 plugin. Again, these are all stock. You don't need to spend money on like Omnisphere or some shit. This is completely free and it sounds very well, especially if you know what plugins to add with it. For instance, this, I didn't add any plugins. For Sakura though, the only plugins I added was a bit of a limiter just to have the ceiling a little lower, and an EQ for the buildup of this song, which started off sort of with a low pass filter and progressively got to like the beat drop, which was with no filter at all. I also did add, like, as a bit of a background thing, I added this just to complement the lead. And with that, again, this is a Sakura one, Synth Mug DS. And the only thing I really added was a bit of a stereo enhancer. I used the string preset and a delay just to give it a bit more volume and make it a little denser. Again, also adding some sound gouger. A final thing, the bass. What I also used Sakura for this one. This one, surprisingly, I didn't expect it to sound this good. Slight EQ to remove the high mid and some sound gouger. There is a specific synth sound that sounds the best, which is if you can make it sounding like that, that's like the best sound. However, I found this one surprisingly good. Now, another thing that tends to happen is there usually comes a point where you add like a second lead. In this case, I got it again from Citrus, though I don't actually know from what plugin. It's not telling me. That's extremely awkward, and I don't want to ruin the sound. It sounds very nice. This is essentially the sound. This, obviously, you can tell I added quite some delay. I added a bit of a chorus effect too, some reverb, some compressor, just to make it a little more present in the mix because it was quite quiet without it. With it, obviously, and the snares, it's this. It's sounding really nice. Now, we've basically gotten the main sound so far. However, one thing I would add to your library is a very important synth, a very common synth used in this, which is called Analog Mellow, from what I know. I have a whole video of how I ended up actually getting this for free, because it's not a stock plugin, but I got it for free using GarageBand. The video in question is over here, wherever the card is. But this is a very common synth used, and it's a very nice synth. I like the way it sounds. And I used it for a quick little interlude in this song. I wanted to make it a very interesting song. I don't like making boring, poppy songs. I like there being like some weird instrumental interludes and stuff like that. But I did this basically. Just a quick thing, which I added over here. If I end up releasing it, I think you'd enjoy it. Again, comment below if you're enjoying this or not. One quick thing that I want to mention before ending this video off: how do I get this sort of So there are two key things that enforce this. So one thing I'm actually going to do is remove the drums over here. And we're going to talk about two things. First of all, the toms. Another very important thing you should have in your library are toms. I didn't get it from this. I got it from another sound pack, a Weekend drum kit, which he has for nothing compared. Which I think was very good. So I did it over here and then added it right here. A quick extra thing you can probably do to make it more interesting is something I do sometimes is, where is it? I actually lowered the note of the toms so it sounds more like this. However, for this I kind of prefer having it all on the same note, but that's an artistic preference. It's the small details. If I want you to understand one thing, it's the small details are what makes you stand out. If you just half-ass it and you kind of like, I don't really care, unless it's kind of your style, have it raw, but like genuinely people like ear candy and stuff like that. But anyway, after you have that, what you want to do is go to your insert where your lead is. And I have this right here, which is a low pass filter. And what you do over here is you right click, create automation clip. And I already have it created over here. But you can basically choose how you have it, right? So it might start off like this. And then you go and you right click to add a point. And you drag it wherever you want. And you sort of make like a line like this. Add like a riser, which is what I do over here. And then you can add a crash. And that's, where the bass kicks in, where the drums are also at their loudest, etc., etc. Stuff like that, basically. Once you're done, this is basically the final product. basically the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've learned anything from this, if you've enjoyed what you see, any likes, any subscribing, hitting the bell for more videos like this means a lot to me. It really helps me out. And also, if you enjoy how this song sounds and you want to hear it released, make sure to comment down below, and I'll definitely try to release this soon, because I'm extremely excited for the space concept that I'm trying to go with my music, just everything in general. I have high hopes for how this is going to sound. Anyway though, that has been the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.